Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope that you all are well. Today we are going to another math from your textbook, and this math is covered from the SSC textbook. And the math number is 7, and the chapter name is transactions. According to your sequence, you can find it in the serial number 2. That means chapter number 2. But this is not only for the SSC students. Same pattern and same formats maths can be also seen in the ACC candidates, those who are in the first year. So this math is for both all of you, sir. First of all, we have to figure out what we have been told to do. Okay, sir? So move to our requirements. Our first requirement is calculate the amount of purchase of the month of January. This is our first requirement. We have to figure out total purchase amount, but try to get this one. There's a critical point. Purchase for the month. Here, even isn't mentioned, is it a cash or on account purchase? That means both of the transactions would be included in this requirement. What I have said here, we haven't been directly mentioned cash purchase or on account purchase. There is nothing mentioned at all. That means we have to calculate both cash and non-cash transactions, all of them. That means cash and non-cash. Is it clear? Cash plus outstanding or on account purchase, all of that. These two requirement would be included here. Is it okay? Then requirement number B, calculate the amount of cash transactions of borrower traders during the month. Only cash transactions would be included. Here we haven't been mentioned like that. Is it a revenue or capital expenditures? Doesn't mean anything. That means only you have to consider the cash inflow and cash outflow. In short, while doing journals, if you find that cash account is debit or cash account is credit, these both types of transactions would be included here. For example, like that, selling goods, sold goods taka 20,000. That means cash account debit, sales account credit. Here, what have you found? Cash, that should be included. Purchase goods in cash taka 10,000. Purchase account debit, cash account credit. You can see cash reduction amount. Have you found the cash or this title in the transactions or in the journal? That should be included here. It is the basic techniques that you can apply here. As you know that by following a tabular format, we have to show or prove that A equal to L plus B. Okay, fine. Now, move to our first requirement. What we have been told? Calculate the amount of purchase for the month of January. Only purchase. Here, purchase means goods purchase. Try to get this one. Whenever you have been told only purchase in the accounting, the term purchase. Purchase mostly indicates the goods purchase, not any fixed asset purchase. First mistakes you can do if you have a confusion regarding these two key points. What I have told, sir? If you have been told only a keyword purchase, that means here is indicating only goods purchase, only merchandise purchase. Is it clear? Not purchase of any fixed assets, because there is no names or account by the names goods. Instead of goods, we used to write down purchase account. That's why indirectly purchase account means only goods purchase. If I say like machinery purchased or machine purchased taka 10,000. Sir, what have been told here? Machine purchased. Sir, machine is a fixed asset. It's not expense for my business. On the other hand, purchase always indicates the increment of the expenses of any business. So it's an expense. But we are not considering the purchase of any fixed asset. We are just considering only the expenses. Here, goods purchase always indicates the expenses. Is it clear to you, sir? That means whenever we have been told to determine the total amount of purchase, we won't consider any purchase of fixed assets. Yeah, this question can be given to you in another way. Instead of giving this sorts of questions, you will be given like determine the total amount of current assets, determine the total amount of fixed assets. Only in that cases you have to consider only fixed assets. Is it clear, sir? So I think you all have understood. Now try to solve this one. Only cash and non-cash transaction would be included here. Again, I'm saying in case of the purchase, here both cash and non-cash transactions would be included here, sir. Is it clear to you, sir? No purchase of any fixed assets. Again, I'm saying, okay, cash purchase taka 60,000. Here you can see cash purchase. Here doesn't mean that purchase of any fixed assets. Only purchase means indirectly goods purchase. It's an expenses for my business. That's why I have to write down here cash purchase. Sir, what is the amount here? Here 60,000. Write down 60,000. Most of the students make a mistake while doing this math. You can see here again said furniture purchased. So furniture, land, building, equipment, machinery, all of them are the part of the fixed asset. These are considered as a fixed asset for my business. They are not my expenses. Whenever you have been told to determine the total amount of purchase, only you have to consider the purchase of goods. Only you have to consider the purchase of goods. It might be cash or non-cash, whatever. So purchasing of any fixed assets won't be included in the requirement number one, whatever we have already said earlier. So it won't be included. Sold won't be included here, rent paid won't be included here, deposited into bank, no. That goods purchased on credit. Sir, as we have been told only the purchase account amount, we we haven't been told regarding is it a cash or on account. So we have to consider all of them. On account purchase, what is the amount? 28,000. On account purchase taka is 28,000. So what is our total amount here, sir? 88,000. I think you all have got it. This is a very easiest requirement, but again I am saying there is a huge probability to be made mistake in this column, especially in the date of January 12, because here doesn't mean any expenses. Purchase of any fixed assets always indicates the increment of the fixed assets, not expenses. That's why these sorts of transactions won't be included here. In short, purchase of any fixed assets won't be included whenever you have been told to determine the total amount of purchase. Here's the basic and shortcut techniques here. Now our first requirement is done. Now move to our second requirement. What is our second requirement? Calculate the amount of cash transactions. Sir, basic sense, if I say you that, try to get this one. You have to consider only cash inflow or cash outflow of the business. Cash inflow and cash outflow, consider this one. You can see here. January 1st, cash purchase. Because of this purchase, how about my cash situation? Cash increased or cash decreased? That means cash inflow or cash outflow of the business. It indicates the cash outflow. Because of purchasing goods, I have to pay money. That's why it indicates the cash outflow. As it's a cash transactions, it should be included here. So January 1st, purchase goods. Purchase goods. What is the amount here, sir? 60,000. The first one is done. Here you can see furniture purchased. Furniture account debit. How about my cash? Cash account credit. Because of purchasing furniture, my cash outflow is easily seen in this transaction because that indicates the reduction of cash. So purchased furniture, it should be included here. Purchased furniture. What is the amount here, sir? 26,500 taka. These two are done. Now try to get this one. Goods sold on credit. No on credit transaction would be included here because on credit transaction means non-cash transactions. So here what we have been told here, only cash transactions. Again, I am saying these three terms you need to remember, though both are similar: on credit, on account, and outstanding. What I have said, on credit, on account, and outstanding. These three words always indicates the non-cash amount of non-cash transactions. I think you can get it. Office rent paid taka 15,000. How about the office rent? If I pay my office rent, how about my cash situation of the business? That indicates the reduction of cash. So rent paid. Rent paid. What is the amount, sir? 15,000. So we have to note down here 15,000. Deposited to the bank taka 32,000. Okay, deposited to the bank. If my business organization deposit any amount to the bank, what would be my cash situation? My bank account would be increased. That's why bank account debit. How about cash? that indicates the reduction of the cash. That means cash outflow is relevant to the cash. You need to include it also. Deposited to the bank. Deposited to the bank. Sir, what is the amount here? Deposit to the bank 32,000. 32,000. Sir, you can do it is also another way. Like by making another column for taka, then you can directly write them here. So what is our total amount here, sir? First one is 60,000. Okay. Then what is our second thousand? Purchase furniture 26,500. 26,500. It's okay. Then rent paid 15,000. Rent paid 15,000. It's okay. Then the last amount is deposited to the bank 32,000. 32,000. Okay, sir. Our total amount is 1,33,500 taka, sir. That's what we have been asked for doing. What we have been told? Determine the total amount of cash transactions. Only cash transactions has been included here. After doing this math, make a double column here, sir. That indicates the closing of math. That indicates the closing of your math. Okay, sir. This one is done. Now we should move to our third requirement. What is our third requirement? Using the transaction of borrowers, show that A equal to L plus E through accounting equation. That means we have to prove that asset is equal to liability plus equity. Is it clear, sir? Okay. Cash purchased taka 60,000. Is there an investment? No, there is no investment is given there, sir. Okay, fine, no problem. That means our beginning amount should be always considered by using a minus figure. That indicates the cash outflow. How? Try to get this one. Cash purchased taka 60,000. Purchase. Again, I'm saying, while doing this math, you need to write down four elements of the equity here: capital plus revenue minus drawing minus expenses. These techniques will help you to reduce your mistakes. How, sir? Try to guess. Whenever you are sitting for any test or exam, at the time, most of the students have to face a lot of pressure. During the pressure, there might have a probability to be made mistaken. It may be knowingly or unknowingly, sir. Willingly or unwillingly. So how we can reduce our pressure or how we can reduce our mistakes? That's the key techniques here, sir. Whenever capital is brought by the capital and the business is earning profit, that should indicate the increment of the equity. On the other hand, whenever owner withdrew anything from the business and expenses are mostly happened in the business, in the situation, always it indicates the decrement of the equity. Now try to get this one. Cash purchase. You can see purchase. So purchase is an expenses. The more you purchase from anywhere, from suppliers or from anywhere, from any business organization, that means you have to pay. That's why it indicates the increment of the expenses. Where we can see the element of the expenses, drawing minus expenses. The more expenses will be occurred in the business, the more equity or the more amount of the equity would be reduced. So what is the decrement of the equity, sir? What is the amount here? 60,000. Again, by following the techniques, use a bracket mark because bracket mark always indicates the minus figure or reduction. Is it clear? Now, how about cash? Try to get this one. How our organization like borrower traders while doing this math, please sir, assume that it's your math. If you receive anything, that means it's your own receipt. If you pay anything, that means it's your own payment. So cash purchase indicates the reduction of the cash. So minus figure, use minus figure. That means use bracket 60,000. Is it clear, sir? Okay, fine. Now put down the balance in the second line. It's a balancing method. Again, I'm saying I have always shown this method to you by following balancing method because by following this method you can easily reduce your mistakes. That's why I'm showing it in this way. Again, furniture process taka 26,500 for office. You can say furniture. Sir, furniture is an asset. That indicates the increment of the asset. So what is my asset here? And the value is 26,500, sir. Is it okay? If we purchase furniture, how does it imply? It indicates the increment of the asset. So what is the asset name? Furniture. I have shown it over there. Then how about my cash? That's also indicates the reduction of the cash because I have processed in cash 26,500. Again, you have to minus it here. You can ask me, sir, how you have got that? It's a non-cash transaction. You can see here. Is there given any person's name, any organization's name, like furniture process taka 26,500 for office from arbitrators? No, there is no person's or no institution's name. That's why that should be always considered as a cash transaction. That's the keynote here. So what is my amount here, sir? All of them here still we can see the minus figure 6 8. That means 86,500, 26,500, then here 60,000. But you can see now try to equalize the balance. What is here? 60,000 minus figure, but here is 86,500 minus 26,500. So what would be your amount, sir? As usual, 60,000. Both of them you can see the minus figure here. Minus figure is the largest one. How about 23? Goods sold on credit. You can see on credit. That means non-cash transaction. The person who is going to me, he is my debtor or account receivable. So what is my receivable amount here? 1,25,000 taka. 1,25,000 taka. But sales is also a source of income. Sales is also a source of income for my business. So the more I sell goods, the more income would be generated to my business. So that indicates the increment of the equity. So what is my amount here? 1,25,000. So 1,25,000 is a minus figure, right? Now deduct it. 60,000. After a long time, we are getting a positive figure. 65,000. Is it okay, sir? 65,000. Here, what is the amount here? You can see 1,25,000, 26,500, then 86,500. Now try to equalize the balance from the both side. Here you can see my credit side is only the total amount is 65,000. Okay, fine. Now I have to first of all add this plus figure 1,25,000 plus 26,500. What is my plus figure? 1,51,500 minus 86,500. How we have got here 65,000. It's also plus figure. That means equal. Is it okay, sir? Now move to the January 25. Office rent paid taka 15,000. Office rent. Is it an income or expense for my business? First of all, try to figure out this one. Rent, advertisement, salary, all of this are the expenses for any organization. So what is the function of the expenses here? You can see expenses is the element of the owner's equity, right, sir? What does it imply? Expenses always indicates the reduction of the equity. So that means here you can see expenses always indicates the minus figure. That means reduction of my equity. So what is the my reduction amount? 15,000, right? So deduct 15,000 from here, sir. Is it okay? How about my cash? My cash amount also decreased. So again, it's a still we can see this figure in the minus. So 86,500, 15,000, total minus amount 1,01,500. Is it okay, sir? Now what is my furniture? That should be placed as usual. 26,500 and here 1,25,000. How about my equity amounts? 65,000 minus 15,000. Okay, 50,000. Now again, we can do this one. What is our amount here? You can see here 1,25,000 plus 26,500. That means 1,51,500 minus 1,01,500. What you will get? Same value, 50,000 taka. You can see my cash amount is more than my reduction amount or the minus amount. That indicates the positive figure. What is January 28? Deposited into the bank taka 32,000. That means deposited to the bank. That indicates the increment of the bank account. What is my bank account here? 32,000. That increase the bank account. Okay, sir. How about my cash? Because of this payment, that indicates the reduction of the cash of my business. So you have to again deduct it from the cash, 32,000. So what is my amount here? 1,33,500 taka. Is it clear, sir? Now 26,500, 1,25,000, then 32,000. Here is 50,000. Again, you can do it. You can get also the same figures as this one. Goods purchased on credit taka 28,000. You can see what we have purchased goods. So goods is an expenses. It's always an expense for the business. So where we can put down this figure here, expenses is the part of the or the element of the owner's equity that indicates the reduction of equity. What is our total amount here? 28,000. So deduct it. 28,000. Okay, how we have purchased? Is it a cash or non-cash transaction? You can see on credit. On credit means we are bound to pay to a person or any institution. That means we are liable to pay him or to this organization. That indicates the creditor. Try to get this one. Purchase on account is always related to the accounts payable or creditor. On the other hand, sales on account is always related to the debtor or accounts receivable. Because you can see here, purchase, the person to whom I am going to pay, he is my creditor. The person who is going to pay me today or tomorrow, he would be considered as accounts receivable or debtor for me. Now, is it the last one? Okay, goods purchased on credit. So that indicates the reduction of the equity. On the other hand, how about my liability? My liability name is the creditor. Now put on this figure here, 28,000. Here is 22,000. Is it okay? Now try to get this one. 50,000 minus 28,000. Is it okay? 22,000. Now what is my balance here again? Total amount is 50,000. That means I have to prove that my asset has also the same value here. What is the asset here? You can see the figure is 32,000, then 1,25,000, then 26,500, then it's a minus figure, 1,33,500. First of all, I have to add all this plus figure, 26,500 plus 1,25,000 plus 32,000. What is my total amount here? 1,83,500 minus 1,33,500. So what we have found here is the same figure, 50,000. That's what we have been told. Prove that A equal to L plus C. You can see A, the value is 50,000 taka and the value of liability and equity is also 50,000 taka. That's how we prove that A equal to L plus C. I think it's one of the easiest math again we have done here. Uh, you all have got it. So thank you so much and stay healthy and happy. Assalamu alaikum.